Coming up this morning, Hoppy Kercheval will stop by. We'll talk to U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito as the DHS shutdown continues. And what about the Save America Act? We'll get into all of that, plus your calls, texts, and tweets. It's MetroNews Talkline. We're ready to roll.
Not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded.
We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Cue Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave in Morgantown. TJ's in Charleston. Our audio producer this morning is Ethan Collins, and Zach Link controls the video stream. We appreciate you being part of our day. If you're listening in on one of our great radio affiliates, or if you're watching on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, YouTube, 800-765-TALK is the phone number. You can text the show, 304-TALK-304. Later this hour, U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito will join us from Washington, D.C., the latest on the DHS shutdown. Is there a deal to get that shutdown resolved? Would be my answer to that. Plus, the Save America Act and more from D.C. Hoppy Kercheval stops by later on in the hour. Chad Prather, Huntington Banks, will join us in the second hour as well. Say good morning to TJ Meadows, who anchors coverage from the Radio Ranch in Charleston. Morning, TJ.
Good morning. Did you realize you did it?
What did I do?
Zach Link.
Did I say Zach? I didn't even notice it this time. Did I say Zach Link?
I think you're trying to get this guy signed up for credits at WVU or something, get him on the honor roll. You know, this fictitious person, Zach Link.
Zach Carolcheck. Man, I said Zach. I didn't even notice it this time.
I know you didn't. That's why I'm poking fun at you.
At least on Monday, I caught it. I just was going to roll with it today.
Zach Link, baby. Zach Link.
Zach Carolcheck. Jake Link is the usual guy. He's out somewhere this week, and Zach's been here. Zach's been here for how long? He's been here forever.
I do stuff like that all the time. That's why it's fun. No, look, I do stuff like that all the time. That's why it's fun to pick on you when you do it.
We could just hit the open again. We'll just restart the entire show. We could do that.
You're good.
All right. So all of that coming up. Zach Carolcheck, our video producer this morning, I think Ethan Collins is doing the audio side of things, for all I know. I digress. Let's bring Amelia Knisley into the program. She's our friend from West Virginia Watch. She has an article out about a bill that did not make it to the finish line dealing with food dyes. We'll get into a couple other topics with her, of course, like we always do. Amelia, good morning. Thanks for coming by.
Good morning. Happy opening day.
You know, I don't care what the Yankees and Giants and Major League Baseball tried to say last night, that it was opening day.
Oh, yeah.
It's not opening day until the Cincinnati Reds take the field.
Yeah, I just ignored that. I'm celebrating today. My team actually doesn't open until tomorrow, the A's, but I'm choosing to celebrate today.
Who do they have?
The Blue Jays. So it's going to be tough. And, we didn't win a lot last year, so that's okay. I'm still excited.
Is Billy Bean still with the A's?
Don't be negative right off the start.
I'm not being negative.
Look you gave me.
I'm not being negative. I like the A's. I had an athletics jersey when I was a kid, believe it or not.
Okay.
I had a lot of Reds gear, and the one thing that wasn't Reds that I had, vacation to Myrtle Beach, of all places. And we're going through one of these stores on this strip, and they had an Oakland Athletics jersey. Why? I have no idea. But I looked at my dad. I said, Dad, will you buy that for me? And normally he's like, son, you don't need ball. Being responsible. Sure. And so I wore an Oakland Athletics jersey that cool. summer.
I just saw that you looked like sad for me, so I just wanted to.
All right.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this, and we'll get into all this other stuff in a minute. How do you end up an Oakland, or whatever they're called now, an athletics fan, being from West Virginia? And you missed the glory days of the 80s. Early 90s.
I did. So. I was alive for 3 years in the 80s, so you're right. I missed most of it. So, as you know, being from West Virginia, we have no professional sports team, so it opens up. You get to pick whatever you want. I loved Barry Zito when I was 11 years old.
Really?
Loved him. Okay. And so I've been loyal to the A's, even though Zito moved on. But fast forward in my life to the year I was getting married, I moved to Nashville because my husband was living in Nashville, and Barry Zito got sent down to the AAA team in Nashville, which that year was the A's affiliate.
The Sounds.
Yes, the Sounds. And so not only did I get to watch him play, then he went on to become a recording artist, and I got to interview him for a story for the newspaper. It all came full circle.
Is it just downhill after that?
It is. And obviously we don't even have a real field anymore. So it really has gone downhill. But that's how I was an A's fan. So just a Barry Zito loyalist. Crazy pitching style. Loved
Barry
it.
Zito. Didn't have that on the bingo card.
I know.
Of all the stories.
I know.
All right.
Yes.
The food dye ban. Back to the matters at hand. The
Yes.
food dye ban. All right. West Virginia passed a food dye ban in the legislative session, not this last one, but the previous one before that. That would be implemented in 2028. That got blocked by a federal judge. This is the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah.
So there was an effort in the during the session this year to tweak that ban to kind of, fix what the federal judge had pointed out. That ended up getting through the House, died in the Senate. That's the Cliff Notes version, but give us some more detail of where this thing started and why it got bogged down in the legislature this year.
Well, you did a great job explaining it. This was one of the high-profile measures of 2 sessions ago, and it came from 2 Republican lawmakers who linked these artificial dyes, there's a list of yellow, blue, red, etc., to behavioral issues in children and other health concerns in adults, but they mostly were focused on kids. And so this bill passed 2 years ago to ban these items in our school meals, and that's already in effect. That went into effect this school year. And then it was going to go in effect for all products sold in grocery stores in 2028, as you said. So once this passed, pretty soon after, we saw this international food group sue the state over the bill. And something interesting about this bill is it's really one of the first of its kind in the whole country. It's rare for us to lead the push on legislation, certainly health-focused legislation. A couple of states have banned like red number 40 or different things, but no one's done this real sweeping food dye ban. And so this group was just saying, they said there wasn't enough scientific evidence behind it. It's not constitutional, et cetera, because the state is kind of telling food manufacturers what they would have to do, and it wouldn't be consistent across the country. So a federal judge said that there were some kind of constitutionality issues with the bill and blocked it, and it has been kind of sitting in federal court since December. And I think Delegate Evan Worrell, who was on your show, I know, ahead of session, he said that the goal of this was to maybe, I don't want to say get rid of the case, but maybe to help some of the issues that the judge had cited. And so one of the things that the bill did was say that there had to be peer-reviewed scientific studies linked to the list of dyes that would show they were harmful to maybe help some of those questions of, is this okay to do? Is it constitutional? Where's the science, et cetera?
I believe that when this bill was moved to Senate rules, where it effectively died, that was certain lawmakers, perhaps Worrell among them, saying, I'll take my chances with Judge Berger in the court rather than seeing the bill manipulated, because we got into Mountain Dew got by again, right? And it got chopped up in Senate judiciary. Does that thinking hold water?
I think that's an interesting theory I hadn't thought about. I more saw it as it was loaded up with amendments in the final days of session. It would have derailed a lot of the Senate, I think, for a day, like going through all those. And I kind of assumed it was sidelined as part of the horse trading that goes on in those final days.
Okay.
I mean, because this was the second or third to last day of session. And that was when, as you recall, things were getting really tense between the House and Senate. And so I kind of thought that had more to do with it. But I think your theory could be plausible as well.
2 things can be true at the same time.
And from what I understand, the status of this case is that there is another case in the Fourth Circuit that could affect this case, and they're kind of waiting to see what happens with that case before this case goes however it's going to go.
The whole bill doesn't, it didn't make any sense. You kind of defeat the own purpose, because weren't there amendments to exempt West Virginia manufacturers from the bill? So if the dyes are this bad, well, they're not bad if they come from West Virginia. And hey, if we're talking about pepperoni rolls, they're okay. This thing got kind of really weird really quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all talked the next morning after a late Senate Judiciary meeting where we saw a flurry of amendments to the bill to exempt a popsicle maker in Wheeling, the pepperoni roll. We have a Frito-Lay maker. Is it in Putnam County, I believe?
Yes.
Or somewhere, yeah. And so, yeah, I think it is complicated. I think I do understand the intent of the bill. It's difficult when the rest of the industry has not caught up to that standard. So we have seen pushes in Washington from our health secretary, Robert Kennedy Jr., to start phasing out these dyes, but there's been no sweeping legislation like what we've passed. So we were essentially asking Cheetos to make a very special product for West Virginia. That's not going to happen, right? Like,
No.
they're not. And so either that food gets pulled off the shelves or the food that they do decide to make for us is going to be more expensive. And I saw that the Wheeling popsicle maker, and I'm sorry,
Yes.
the name is escaping me. I know it starts with a Z.
Zeldin something.
Yes. They announced right after session that they're switching to natural food dye sources like radishes and other vegetables, but they also said in the article that it is going to be more expensive. So they're going ahead and making that change because they assume either federally or at the state level this ban will go through at some point, but that does come with a price increase for the groceries.
It's been a bit baffling to me that those who are in favor of this want to deny that there will be increases in cost of goods. I mean, because essentially you're retooling a manufacturing process. Of course it's going to be more expensive, but yet people want to deny that. So I'm with you. I think it will definitely be more expensive. I also think that this is a couple of years off, and busy people that lead busy lives that aren't like us, that are looking at this stuff every day, the shock hasn't hit them. It's going to hit them when they go to their retailer of choice and they can't get a certain kind of Code Red Mountain Dew or whatever it is. And then I think it's going to get really quick.
Yeah, I would like to know more about if our school systems have seen an increase in cost. Because when this was rolled out, because the judge blocking most of the bill did not apply to the school meals, so that's allowed to proceed.
Yes.
So I was kind of surprised that as it rolled out, there really wasn't a ton of pushback. And I remember calling a couple of counties and they were like, this has been a problem, this has been a problem. But a lot of what we serve wasn't artificially dyed anyway. You know, we're making spaghetti and meatballs, whatever it is. So I would like to know more if they have seen a cost increase in how they've had to.
I think it's more just guessing. It's, again, back to that whole manufacturing issue. It's more the broader consumer market.
Yeah. I think,
which you
I
have
think
to
you're right.
retool and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And we'll see what the cost is. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, guys, you can buy it now. I can go on to Amazon or maybe even some stores. I don't shop a lot, to be quite honest. I avoid the grocery store as much as I possibly
But you
can.
have that fancy Kroger in Taze Valley. You should really hit it up.
They have a pickup too
Oh, that's right.
that you
Okay.
can just pull in. You can get it now. So I still struggle, Dave, with the whole idea. If you can get it now, why do we need the law? I struggle with that.
One more question. I want to move on to child care quickly. Has there been any talk to incentivize, rather than do something punitive, a ban's punitive, incentivize manufacturers to move away from artificial dyes?
Not that I've seen. I have not seen that at the state level. I've read articles about talks of that at the federal level, but I haven't seen that here. Right. So I think it's cool to see lawmakers focusing on health for kids.
Excuse me.
So I like that, but I think this bill obviously has faced legal challenges, and it just faces the parental rights crowd. They're like, I don't want to be told what to feed my kid. There is that element of it too. So
Amelia Knisley is joining us on loan from West Virginia Watch. A bill that did get through the legislature and get to the governor's desk and is still there is the bill, the child care bill. Is there any concern at this point? There are a lot of bills the governor hasn't signed yet, but Amelia, but is there any concern this one could face the veto pen?
Yes, I think, and not for me personally, I will just say what I'm hearing from childcare providers, there is a lot of concern. Now, I think some of that is just we want things to be signed right away. This is a governor who reads every line of every bill. So that's just his process. So
That's good.
Yeah, that's him. He's slow and steady. That is very much Governor Morrissey. So I don't think the timing is something to be stressed about because he still has a lot of bills to sign. But I think because childcare we have not seen that be a priority of this administration yet as part of their economic focus. There's some concern for sure. And because we're codifying how we're going to pay childcare providers that use the subsidy, and I don't want to get too in the weeds for y'all, but basically we're going to pay them under this bill for how many kids are enrolled versus how many kids attend a day. The fiscal note of the bill didn't match that potential cost increase. And so I think there's some concern. Could that be a hang up for Morrissey? Because we just don't know how much it will cost. And the Trump administration is leaning more towards attendance-based enrollment. And this is a governor who tends to align with our president. So I feel like it's such a win to support childcare. You know, I envision this great bill signing with kids and providers, and I think he could just take the W and enjoy it. But I do understand why providers are concerned.
Let me go to a higher level. You've talked about Alex Mayer. I think you thought he was doing some good things. You've said on this program. Thoughts of him leaving? Are you concerned we go the other way now?
So actually, Secretary Mayer said at the beginning of session in front of House Finance that they were leaning towards going back toward attendance. So that was already kind of the department's.
Okay.
At least that's what he said. I don't want to speak for anyone who's there now.
Sure.
You know, childcare was not a major focus publicly of Secretary Mayer. He was more focused on foster care. I think childcare is an issue that needs a really top level champion, and we don't have that right now. But this bill is years of work from childcare providers. It's not a fix-all, but it's a great step in helping them stabilize the industry, hopefully creating more slots for children. We have 25,000 kids in West Virginia that can't access childcare. So yeah, they're feeling a little nervous. Getting this bill all the way through the legislature was a massive win for them after years. So my phone's definitely been buzzing the last couple of days. And I was actually at the Chamber of Commerce's Women's Leadership event yesterday speaking on childcare. And so many people came up to me concerned about this bill and if it will be signed. So I'll be watching.
Amelia Knisley, West Virginia Watch. Anything you're working on now that the session's over and things have calmed down? Have you replied to all of those emails and messages you get during the 60-day session?
I'm trying to. There's so much to catch up on. Today, I am actually watching. I'll give a shout out to Bob Aaron at WCHS. Great story this morning that our jails are pausing taking immigrant detainees because of the we've seen a lot of federal orders kind of criticizing how we have taken immigrants with no due process into our jails. And I've been covering that for a couple of months now. So I'm kind of playing catch up to Mr. Aaron, who's a great reporter, and trying to figure out more why that decision was made.
Do we know who made it? Is that from Morrissey?
The statement came from our Department of Corrections, but the why is still a question mark. So I'm trying to track down, did a judge say we had to, or are we just pausing because we feel it's best? So that's what I'm working on today. And then, of course, just trying to watch for more bill signings. So.
She's Amelia Knisley. You can read her work at westvirginiawatch.com. Happy opening days in the case of your A's today.
Thank you so much. Good luck this year, kind of, I guess.
It's the Reds year this year, Amelia. I can feel it.
I think you've been saying that for years. But okay, let's leave on a positive note.
1990. Amelia been saying it since 1990.
He sounds like Harry Doyle from Major League when he says that.
Hey, wait till about May. Hello, Indians fans. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Let's squeeze in a quick call. Jim, I got about 40 seconds. Go.
Hey, Amelia said that it's they have to produce, it's harder, it's more expensive for these companies to make these products without the artificial dyes. A quick search. These companies are already making these products with natural food colorings that they have to do in Canada. And then you can say, well, maybe they're making it in Canada and they're charging more. No, they're charging almost identical prices per box of Fruit Loops, per bags of Cheetos. The difference is their profit margin. They still make money in Canada. They're just not making as much money as they do here in the United States. If they weren't making money in Canada using these natural food colors, they wouldn't, and without additives, they wouldn't be in business.
Hey, Jim, we're up against the clock, but I appreciate the call as always. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The first bill introduced by U.S. Senator Jim Justice after arriving at the Senate has passed. It's a bill that would create a Medal of Honor recipient memorial on the Mall in Washington, D.C. Justice took to the Senate floor last night, announced there'd been a bipartisan agreement on that bill.
Absolutely, we're there. No one would have believed it. No one really thought it. These people have given so much, and we needed to stand up for them.
The bill passed by unanimous consent. The monument will be named after the last living World War II Medal of Honor recipient, West Virginia's own Woody Williams, who died just a few years ago. Governor Patrick Morrisey has started to take some action on some bills passed by state lawmakers in the final days of the 60-day regular session. Morrisey signed 13 bills Wednesday, including a measure that discontinues the state Supreme Court's public campaign financing program. There are several high-profile bills that Morrisey has yet to take action on. He has until next Wednesday, April 1st, to either sign, veto, or allow bills to become law without his signature. Morrisey is scheduled to be at Alcon Manufacturing in Lesage this afternoon for what is being called an economic development announcement. That announcement set for 12:30 at the business located in Campbell County. And today's going to be a warm day in the Mountain State. Temperatures getting well into the 70s. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Now showing on Metro News Television, your friends at Hope Gas and Greer Industries present State of Minds. Tony Caridi talks with world champion lumberjack Arden Koger.
What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
State of Minds, now showing on Metro News TV. Presented by Hope Gas and Greer Industries, only on the Metro News Television app.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Another 250 middle school educators in West Virginia will be heading to the Ron Clark Academy in Atlanta this summer for additional training. Huntington Banks is backing the continuing education. The recipients were named in an event last night in Charleston. South Charleston Middle School Vice Principal Kesmet Chandler went there last year.
Amazing experience. It's really one of the best professional developments that I've been as a teacher and administrator. And the way Huntington Bank just loves when everyone is amazing, because we don't get treated like that.
From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
MetroNews Talkline continues from the Cova Insurance Studios. We'll talk more about the Ron Clark Academy. Chad Prather, Huntington Banks, will join us coming up in the second hour of the program. Right now, please welcome to MetroNews Talkline U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Senator Capito, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you coming on. Lots to get to, so let's dive right in. Earlier this week, there was talk there may be a deal to get this DHS funding shut down over. That seems like it may be on life support at this point. So what needs to happen to break this stalemate and get DHS funded?
Honestly, this is such a disservice to American, not just the traveling public, to our own homeland security. We have voted 16 times to open DHS. I voted every single time to pay folks to open it up and then continue talks on areas of disagreement, ICE and other things. But the Democrats honestly just are stuck on this and will not move. And they're willing to have situations like we see at a lot of these airports. They're willing to tie the hands of some of our investigative units that look into cartels and drug trafficking, Coast Guard, FEMA. And so you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm very frustrated by this. This has got to end. The shutdown is no way to do business. And I've voted numerous times to open it up and the president offered several off-ramps here. He offered some revisions of some of their some of the requests that the Democrats had. They wouldn't take that. They kept adding more and more. And this is the situation we have. They keep changing the goalposts here, and it's very frustrating, and I think it's dangerous to the American public, quite honestly.
Can you get any Dems, at least enough to get to 60 to come over to your way of thinking?
I think we can. And we've been trying to do that. I mean, it's not like our negotiating team has been stuck in their position, or even the president. We have moved on the positions in terms of what we're willing to offer to break this logjam. Senator Fetterman, I think, has been very outspoken in his concern here, and he's one. So we just need about 6 more, and I think we're working on it hard. But we really need probably 20 because I think honestly there's enough of them that really want to reopen this and don't want to see this stalemate.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us on Metro News Talkline. As this DHS shutdown continues, what specific operational impacts to DHS worry you the most?
Well, certainly right now, I think the most visible one we see are what's happening at TSA. You see 10% of the workforce not showing up. There are strong rumors that there's going to be a walkout of TSA tomorrow. Friday, we have the traveling public with, the airports are packed. Obviously, it's spring break and families and Easter and a traveling time. I'm very concerned about that because that is the most forward-facing we see. But if you look at other things like Coast Guard, we see the Coast Guard interdicts drugs coming in offshore. The Coast Guard, protects our shorelines and does a lot of rescue work. If that's not going forward, FEMA, we're just always one day away from a disaster. But really the TSA line, I think, is the most visible part. In terms of ICE, enforcement and Border Patrol, we forward funded that a year ago in the One Big Beautiful Bill. So they're being paid. They're moving forward with their duties. And so I'm less worried about that, but I do worry about endangering the victories that we've had at the border where we've really dried up the illegal immigration.
You talked about we're one day away from disaster. That's my worry. When people aren't getting paid, they have pressure. Senator, we talked yesterday here at Jaeger. They're taking up $20 gift cards at Jaeger, donations from the public, I guess $20 to make sure there's no legal issues with taxes, something like that, I would guess. I don't know. But they're asking the public to come forward and do that, and then that way TSA agents can provide for their families. Those guys and gals are not doing their best work when they're worried about that.
No.
So my question to you is this. Despite what the Democrats are asking for and your well-founded objections to it, should Republicans give in a bit and say, all right, we're going to do this because we can't afford that disaster? That's more important than anything. And then you hang it on them politically later.
Well, that was the actually, I was on the radio yesterday up in the Panhandle with Marcia and Luke, and they said, who wins this argument, Republicans or Democrats? You know what? Everybody loses here. So politically, I'm not sure there is a win for anybody here. But here's what I would say. Yesterday, after 4 Republican members went to the president and got him to back down some on ICE funding. So we basically said, okay, we will remove $5 billion from this bill. That is the money that goes from the enforcement and removal operations, which are the ones that we saw in Minneapolis. We will remove that funding. That's a pretty big step. And we were willing to go along with that. So they come back with, well, no, you can't just remove that. You got to remove another $5 billion on the what's called the HSI side, which is the part of the investigations that goes for drug cartels and drug trafficking and trafficking of people. I mean, I personally couldn't believe that they would want to defund that. But it's basically about defunding law enforcement. So we did come back with what was going to be a stretch for both the president and many of us who don't want to see any of this decoupled. We want to have DHS funded in full, and to the agreement that we struck with the Democrats a month ago. So I don't know. We're probably finding out what more we can give, but they keep moving the goalpost on us because I honestly think they think there's a political advantage here.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us on Metro News Talkline. The Save America Act has now come into this as part of this larger conversation. Should this be part of the conversation along with DHS funding in the broader sense here?
You know, I think that they're two separate issues. I think the more immediate one, in my view, is the Department of Homeland Security. In terms of Save America, I'm a co-sponsor. I've voted many, many times. I believe in voter ID, proof of citizenship, and other things that are associated with the Save America Act. And I've spoken on the floor about it. I've been to press conferences about it. So I'm very much in favor of it for safe and secure elections. But I feel like DHS is really the number one issue here now that we're in day 41, and we've had 16 votes that we haven't been able to get across the finish line.
When it comes to the Save America Act, Senator, some critics say that elections should be left to the states and the federal government is meddling. What would you say to that?
I think that essentially in our Constitution, it does provide that the states would be the primary resource for our voting and our voting structure. And I think that does bring some safety issues to us, too. If we have 50 different voting systems, it's harder to hack into and harder to do nefarious things. But I do think something like a voter ID should 36 states already have it. West Virginia has voter ID. It works very well. You show your license when you come in and you vote, and there's no problem. Proof of citizenship, about 6 states already require proof of citizenship, one of which is very active with it, and that's the state of New Hampshire, interestingly enough. And so I think that is a national. So I don't think that's nationalizing elections. I think it's just making sure that the overarching system is secure and that the people that are voting are the ones that are intended to vote and have the legal privilege to vote.
How do you respond to the criticism that having these voter ID laws in place could disenfranchise voters across the country?
I think that is just a smokescreen argument that they use every single time, that it's, Jim Crow and it's disenfranchising. Think of all the things that we have to have present ID for, whether it's checking into a hotel, flying, signing up for certain, if you're going on a trip or something. You have to show your ID all over the place, and that hurdle's been jumped over 20 years ago as to whether people can access an ID, whether people have IDs. So there's no barrier here. We have it in West Virginia, and it works quite smoothly and very securely.
Let's talk about an example. I was cable surfing a little bit, and I saw the Morning Joe segment. Mika doesn't know where her birth certificate is at. How will she vote? Or her last name is different now. You guys have a way. I mean, there's a mechanism to fix that, right?
There is. Well, I'm sure she has a passport, and I'm sure she knows where that is, but we won't get into that. But, and that is a problem for women. I mean, I think, I changed my name 50 years ago this year when I married Charlie, but and so my original birth certificate and probably the Social Security card I have still lists me as Shelley Moore. So I would have a passport or something for my proof of citizenship. But there's also an off ramp here, which is an attestation where if I couldn't find anything that would prove that readily, I could sign, say I'm a citizen, have a witness sign it, and put it in, get my registration to vote, go vote. If I'm fraudulently asserting I'm a citizen, there would be penalties. But, so there's an off-ramp for those kinds of situations. And this has been presented to us like Alaskans' difficult time accessing voting booths, voting registrars, those kinds of things. So there are provisions in there that can make this work quite easily.
Talking to U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. While all of this is going on, military operations continue in Iran. What are you most concerned about as those operations move forward?
I think I'm concerned about the same thing that every American's concerned about, and that is an elongated, drawn-out encounter with the Iranians. That concerns me. And I think the president is very much dedicated, and the news I read this morning when I woke up, that he's really pressing advisors for the off-ramp to go. And actually you could see that at the beginning of the week when he kind of pulled back from one of his original sort of red lines. I would say that we've got to get the Straits of Hormuz open for free traffic. It impacts the United States less, but it impacts the global energy markets in a huge way. And a lot of these are our allies and friends, and so I think that's going to be critical to making sure that we can reach a settlement. I think we're going to have to negotiate, and I want to negotiate with the Iranians for a deal to end. I would like, the Arab partners are joining with us. I think that's a good sign. NATO's kind of sitting on the sideline, like they always do, so that's a bit of a frustration, I think, for us because of everything we do for and with NATO. But I do think we've done the original mission of dismantling their Navy, dismantling their launch sites, dismantling their manufacturing capabilities for missiles, and dismantling their nuclear capabilities. We've achieved a lot of that. And so I think it's now time to start looking towards closing this operation down successfully.
You spoke about negotiating with Iran. How do you negotiate with a counterparty you can't trust? I don't think they're trustworthy.
Well, I don't think they're trustworthy either, and that's a huge question. There was, just regular reporting yesterday that newspapers thought that they'd identified the Iranian that we are negotiating with or in talks with. But the descriptions of him is he's a hardliner, he's a member of the Revolutionary Guard, and it sounds so Putin-esque that I'm not sure you can trust. But at the same time, I think we need to have somebody there that will at least enter into agreements in at least a semi-truthful way. We know they've hidden their nuclear capabilities for years. They told Witkoff they had enough for 15 nuclear bombs. Well, they do exaggerate and lie, but if they're even close to one, that's very dangerous, and we know that they were.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us. As that goes on, oil prices continue to rise. Gas prices are going up. Diesel is at near all-time highs.
Right.
Should Congress or the White House take action to try to rein those prices in as this conflict continues?
That's a really tough issue, and it's hard on the American people. It's hard on every aspect. It's not just commerce or people that are farming with diesel equipment. It's rural America that has to get in the car and go long distances to get to the grocery store or to school or to church. And so it is a big political issue, as you guys know. And so I'm hoping that that's one of the reasons a long, drawn-out engagement here is worrisome to me. I like the president's idea of closing it out as soon as possible. It is having great impacts on energy markets and our energy market, and I want to see it come down. It probably won't come down as fast as it's gone up. That's always the case, but it's tough. And I said 2 or 3 weeks ago we need to be patient. Well, we're 2 or 3 more weeks in, and I believe patience are running thin. So hopefully we can reach some conclusions here that will cause us to have the certainty that energy is going to flow and our prices, oil, will come down and our gas prices with it.
You talked about the situation with the Strait of Hormuz. As you're briefed and you hear things, can we reopen it? Do we have that ability to actually counter what Iran has done and reopen it? And if we do, why haven't we already done that?
Well, I think we got to be careful here in terms of escalations. I think also I don't have the full facts on this, but I can tell you that I think Iran has known this day was coming, and I'm sure they have mined the straits in a very dangerous way. So it becomes dangerous not just to our vessels, but to all the international vessels that are in there. And so you see the talk of Karg Island, which is in the Persian Gulf, and that's a stronghold. And the president is appearing to look like if things don't go the way that we think they should, that taking over that Karg Island will really give us the control of the straits. I don't think we should be controlling the straits. This is an international problem and issue, and so I think that our partners in that region, whether it's UAE or whether it's Saudi Arabia, they've all been hit by Iranian missiles and attacked. They're not very happy right now, and they are strong players there. They have great wealth, and they have great interest in having that straits full. So I think this would have to be it couldn't be a singular focus just with us, although we'd lead the way. I think all nations have great interest here.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito from Washington, D.C. Senator, we always appreciate your time. Thanks so much this morning.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good day.
You
Bye-bye.
as well. Take a break. Couple of quick segments. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
This boating season, elevate your family time with Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Proudly family-owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer. Trusted experts in premium boats, motors, and service. Discover refined comfort, elegant design, and performance you can feel. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of preseason savings. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com because the weekend's almost here.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Golf Week called Pete Dye Golf Club one of America's best modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
On the next State of Minds. I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
The West Virginia Lottery is coming to a town near you with the Back to Roots promotion tour. 40 stops means 40 chances to win. Every $5 in-store purchase gets an entry for a chance to win cash and great prizes. So put on your best 80s gear and join the tour. Visit WVLottery.com for details. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. I wasn't kidding. Quick segment. We went long with Senator Capito, but it is the one of two senators from the state of West Virginia. Quick break. Back to wrap up the first hour. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Running a small business means wearing a lot of hats, and dealing with tech problems shouldn't be one of them. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, from networks and computers to backup, security, and day-to-day support. Whether you don't have IT staff or you have a small team that could use extra help, CityNet can take care of the technology or work alongside your team to fill in the gaps. With proactive monitoring, fast local support, and solutions built on CityNet's fiber network, your business stays productive instead of reactive. Call us at 1-844-CityNet to get started.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. but the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
The Metro News Capital Report, brought to you by AARP West Virginia, bringing you the latest.
Got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're panhandle cleaning and restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
We've got time for a couple of texts here. 304 Talk 304. Interesting how Shelley Moore Capito criticized the Iranian leader as being Putin-esque when the president, whom she supports and praises, has supported Putin in everything. Does she recall when Trump said he believed Putin over his own security professionals? As a federal employed family, I have deep compassion for TSA. However, Trump did give TSA $10,000 bonuses at the end of the last shutdown. Other federal workers who had to work through that shutdown without pay did not get those bonuses. I hope they kept them to help them through the current shutdown, but I wish there were more attention given to the other DHS employees working without pay as well. Those employees did not get an extra $10,000 reward at the end of the last shutdown either. All right, busy first hour. Hoppy Kercheval going to join us in studio next. He weighs in on the conflict in Iran, and we'll talk to Chad Prather as well. This is Talkline from the Cove Insurance Studios on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Sonia, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian who
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And she, I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things, and I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard, and if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of MetroNews Talkline. Hope you're having a nice Thursday. You can be part of the program. Join us at 304-TALK-304. That's the text line. You can also call us at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Ethan Collins is our producer this morning. If you're listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state, Zach Karolchik is handling the video stream if you're watching in on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, and YouTube. We'll talk to Chad Prather, Huntington Banks. More West Virginia teachers will get an opportunity to attend Ron Clark's Academy down in Atlanta later this summer. We'll talk to him about that. They had an event last night in Charleston as well. And we will get to your text and comments coming up at 304-TALK-304. Say good morning once again to TJ Meadows in Charleston. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Oh, I was waiting for nothing. That's it? Just a good morning?
I don't have anything witty right now. Sometimes I just don't have it. So if you don't have it, don't bring it.
Well, somebody told me that or along those lines long ago. That guy's kind of sitting to my right now. Hoppy Kercheval joins us in studio this morning. Host emeritus. Morning, sir.
Yeah, you can't be blamed for what you didn't say.
Ooh.
So
that should be on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
We'll get those made up. Next three guys T-shirt.
Took me a long time to learn that.
But. Your commentary this morning over at the website, wvmetronews.com. What are we fighting for? You weigh in on the conflict in Iran. What are we fighting for, Hop?
Guys, Country Joe McDonald passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he had an anthem song, a protest song during the Vietnam War, which was very popular, and it went, I won't sing it, but he said, 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? And again, it was an anthem against the Vietnam War. And I'm not sitting here suggesting that we should protest against the war with Iran. But I am saying, as I did in the commentary today, it's a legitimate question to ask. What exactly are we fighting for? There's been a shifting narrative by President Trump and this administration and by Republicans. Is it regime change? Is it unconditional surrender? Is it eliminating their nuclear possibility? Is it just degrading their ballistic missile possibilities? Is it helping out our close ally Israel? Is it retaliation for what the administration says that Iran was going to do? Is it all of the above? What is it exactly that we are fighting for, that we're putting America's treasure on the line, America's soldiers on the line? And what is the goal? What are we trying to achieve, and what will constitute victory? And frankly, that has not been clear.
With everything that is being put out there, Trump likes to flood the zone politically. We've seen that from him time and time again. I'm not sure what benefit you would get from that strategy in a war scenario politically. Maybe there's some military benefit, but is that what he's trying to do here, Hoppy? You throw everything out, you see what sticks, and then you go from there?
Well, I don't know. That's up to him as to what his strategy is. But for the American people, don't you want to know?
Sure.
I mean, going to war is the most serious commitment that a country can make, that a president can make. So historically, there has been justification. You spell out, this is why we are doing this. You explain to the American people, this is why there is a compelling reason that we're doing this. I went back and Dwight Eisenhower, just before the D-Day invasion, let me find what he said, because it was his message to service members. He said just before D-Day, in company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German army machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in the free world. That is clear what the mission was going to be for Americans and for allies. And this just hasn't been clear. And now we're talking about, and again, I'm not advocating, in fact, I think it's great that if Iran's going to be diminished because they've been a terror threat for the last 50 years and a destabilizing force in the region. But what are we trying to do, and are we willing to, or do we want to make the kind of commitment necessary to achieve whatever that goal is? And that hasn't, frankly, again, that has not been clear. And I think that leaves the American public, at least many people in the American public, wondering, okay, what are we doing? Why are we doing this exactly? And what's the end goal, and what's the price going to be? And this has to come up to Americans every time they pull into the gas station, right? Oh, gas is now $4 a gallon. Okay, I can make a sacrifice, but what am I sacrificing for?
Hoppy Kercheval joining us in studio. A couple of thoughts there,
okay.
Hop. One being, this is on track with everything else the administration has done. In the second version of the administration, communication, lack of priority, lack of goals. We've seen this, whether it's been immigration, whether it has been the war in Iran. There's a lack of communication. There's really a lack of a central message coming out of the White House. You have 13 different people who will say 13 different things. My second thought is, from a political standpoint, even if the president clearly stated that goal, the way we view him now in America, you're either for him or against him. Even if he had a clearly outlined goal, I don't know that it would change much perception around the country, other than for a few people go, okay, at least I know why we're doing the thing.
Well, I mean, look, it hasn't changed. It doesn't change opinions with his base.
Sure.
Right, for the most part. But you look at the polls, and his numbers are down with those who are not in the base. I'm talking about independents and people who are kind of in the middle, who are malleable, who can go either way. And his numbers are down on the war. His numbers are down on the economy. And I think it's because there's been a lack of clarity about what the mission is. And so I think it's problematic. I always like to quote Karl von Clausewitz. Okay,
of course.
Yeah, the Prussian military strategist who is studied to this day about military tactics. He said this: "No one starts a war, or rather, no one in his sense ought to do so, without first being clear in his mind what he intends to achieve by war and how he intends to conduct it." Now, look, this has been an incredible military success in one sense. They've hit 10,000 targets, right? And the ability of Iran to respond has been diminished significantly. However, it's a little bit apples and oranges, because Iran doesn't have to, quote unquote, win the war, right? They just have to disrupt. And they've been able to, because of the cheaply built drones, they've been able to disrupt in the region. They've been able to create chaos in the region. They have been able to close the Strait of Hormuz, which has had a global impact. So we're fighting different levels. The U.S. has clear superiority, but Iran can cause havoc with just the things that they are doing. They don't have to win the war. They just have to disrupt, which is what terrorist organizations do.
It is a really good point. I don't know if you heard our segment with Senator Capito, but I asked her about the Strait. And if we can take it, if we can make it safe, why haven't we done that yet? I see the Strait, correctly or incorrectly, as the next big tipping point. I mean, you go in and you demine that, you do what you have to do, you're in it. I mean, you are in it. And that is going to take a major commitment by the United States. And I think you heard it in her answer. I don't know that it's one that we're willing to make. So your point about going in, not knowing what the goal is, I mean, you've exhausted the low-hanging fruit now, perhaps, with all these things that we've done. Right. And now you got to really be in it if you're going to be in it.
Yeah, and so are we? I mean, what are we committed to? And it's, again, President Trump said the other day, and again, I want to make clear, this is not an anti-Trump thing. I want us to win, okay? Whatever we're doing, whether it's a skirmish or a battle or a war, I'm an American. I want us to win. I want us to prevail, okay? Well, the president said the other day, we've won. It doesn't feel like that. doesn't feel like we've won. I mean, we've dominated, but have we won? What have we won exactly? And I was reading this morning that the head of the IAE said that clearly their nuclear capabilities have been degraded, their ballistic missile capabilities have been degraded, but we haven't gone in and taken away their uranium that they've been enriching. We haven't taken that out of there. They still have the technology, presumably, to build new centrifuges and to try again to build nuclear weapons. So it doesn't seem like that's been degraded. It doesn't seem like that's been eliminated. So it's all just, people talk about the fog of war. This is the fog of war. And now there's these negotiations supposedly going on. There's a fog of negotiations too, right? So it's all very, and I find it interesting too that Senator Capito called it an encounter. I mean, Republicans are bending over backward, not calling it a war. I mean, this is by definition a war.
Yeah, it's a war.
So,
well, they're bending over backwards because only Congress can actually declare war. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Congress does exist there, and look, there's military success, there's political success, and then there's the public success. It sure feels like, Hop, you have not only need to achieve military success, but you need to do something to consider this successful where you come back and oil and gas prices are, $2.25 a gallon or something, 6 months down the road, whatever the case may be. You better do something big to sell this as a success to the public, because that's what we're looking at. Diesel prices. We're looking at how much does it cost to fill up my truck today?
You're right. And that gets back to the why.
Right.
That gets back to that. Look, Americans, and I'm going to speak generally here, Americans, I believe, even though we have short attention spans and are largely concerned about our own stuff, I hope and believe that we will step up when we are called upon, right? Mm-hmm. We will make sacrifices, but you need to know why you're sacrificing. Okay, I will do this for our country. It's good for the country. Just tell me why, okay? And that has not happened. And I think the absence of that means people grow impatient. We're impatient anyway, but people grow impatient. Or tell me, look, gas prices are going to be high for a while. And we're going to have, as a country, we're going to have to deal with that. But here's the important part. Here's going to be the end result. Here's why it's important for us to make this sacrifice now, because it's going to be better in the long run. And look, maybe it will be. Maybe there is a fantastic argument for why we should do this. It just has been muddled by the shifting narratives about the war.
Your juxtaposition of Eisenhower to Trump is fascinating. It provokes a lot of thoughts. One was clearly presidential. Eisenhower was clearly presidential. I don't know that Trump has ever been presidential. So maybe I'm the foolish one for thinking I should get a presidential response out of all of this, because no matter what the scenario, it does seem to come back to, well, this is how it was always done. This is how you rallied the American people. And then you've got Trump just doing his own thing. And I think it costs him a lot of folks over time. I liked his economics more in his first term. This second term economically has been a wreck. Tariffs are a wreck. They're a tax, period. He becomes more and more non-presidential, I should say, as the days go on. It's kind of, it was easier to like Eisenhower. I'm going to get it for this. Than it is to like Trump. It just seems like it.
What Trump is doing is what has worked for Trump.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that has worked for him, and you can understand that he would stick with what has worked for him his entire life, and he's been successful with. But I think it's different when you're talking about, again, a war, and you're talking about, the Marines heading over from Camp Pendleton. You're talking about activating the 82nd Airborne. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, this is becoming a bigger deal. This is not Venezuela, right? Which was a great success, apparently. I mean, you go in like a police action, you take the guy out. This is a much bigger deal, and has and you can't control it completely, right? You can't control all these elements. It can quickly get out of your control, a la the closing of the Strait of Hormuz.
You can read Hoppy's commentary over at the website, wvmetronews.com. Anything else going on, Hop? You got three guys today?
I got three guys. Just listening to you guys. Just following what's going on.
What's on three guys today?
We're having Coach Hodge in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a fun conversation then.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. That'll be posted later That'll be posted later today.
All right, read Hoppy's commentary over at the website, WVMetroNews.com. Look for the new episode of Three Guys Before the Game a little bit later on today over on the Metro News TV app. Thanks for stopping by, Hop.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Take a break. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
When you choose CityNet, you are choosing a 100% West Virginia-owned internet provider with local support. No call centers, no runaround, just fast, dependable fiber internet backed by people who live and work right here. Plus, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for a year. Visit citynet.net today. 304-TALK 304, that's the text line. Let's get to a few texts while we have a moment. Texter says, Hoppy solution, do nothing ever, no matter the problem, except always hate the president. With all due respect, Hoppy's being unrealistic. The reality is the number one terror state in the world is no more. The why is to spread freedom around the world. The why is to eliminate the anxiety of being attacked that billions of people have lived with for over 40 years. They have murdered over 1,000 U.S. citizens in that timeline. time frame. If anyone can't see the good in what Trump is doing, then your mind is clouded with cynicism. This texter says, Hoppy's a reasonable man. Hoppy's TDS shows up again. He acts like there's no video of all the top Democrats saying something needs to be done. They sent plane loads of taxpayer money and accomplished nothing. Trump does something, and every one of them are against it. Same with immigration. Please give it a rest. Also, they put a mental case in that office, says the texter. Where were all you anti-Trumpers when the gas prices were through the roof 4 years ago under Biden? It's easy to Google this. Eye roll emoji. I'd like to see President Trump do like Sleepy Joe did. Give no interviews, no press conferences, and then you haters will have nothing to talk about, and he can keep doing what's best. Trump haters are like the United Nation. All talk, no, we'll change that to guts. All talk, no guts. Hop, I just lost all respect for you. This ain't Vietnam or World War II. This is about psychopaths trying to get the bomb and kill Americans. Do you remember 9/11? How would you feel, Hop, if you seen your son or daughter jump from a burning building covered in jet fuel, screaming and on fire, says the texter. All right, a couple of things here. Number one, if you listen to the conversation, I don't think Hop was actually, that was not an anti-Trump rant. He was kind of imploring the president, just tell us why. Give us the why. And if you do that, and I don't care what the why is, tell me the why. Is it, hey, we don't want Iran controlling the world's oil supply. We're not going to allow them to get nuclear weapons. Focus on one message and go with it, whatever the case may be. And you might be able to rally support behind that, or at least give people a reason. Look, there are those who are anti-Trump. It doesn't matter what the why is. They're going to be anti. There are those who support him. It doesn't matter what the why is. They will support him. But at least circle the wagons, if you will, around a central message of why we are doing the thing we're doing. That's all. That's all Hop was asking for.
I learned a long time ago, you can have the best product, you can have the best idea. If you don't know how to market it and you can't sell it to people, none of that matters. And all of these messages, you're right, there's not a centralized theme. I was thinking in the break, his first term, he was so good at the messaging. Why is he so not good now? Who's not around him? Made me think of Hope Hicks. Remember Hope Hicks? It was his comms director in the first term. I mean, she was a superstar. No longer there. I mean, does the president have the wrong people around him when it comes to selling this? I mean, who's not coordinating that message, and who's saying, Secretary Hegseth, this comes from the White House, and we're putting this out. And this is what we're talking about with one voice versus everybody and their brother having a take on this. I mean, the president's on TV right now. I'll go back and look at it here in a minute. Cabinet meeting is going on. He's been talking for a long time. But I mean, what are your 3 points to your idea? What are your 3 points? I mean, what do you want to say? Boom, boom, boom. Answer the question. Go back to boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. And it just seems like that's not happening.
Well, it's not been there, whether it's this issue. You want to go back to when ICE was going into, it was in Minnesota, when ICE was in, California. Yeah. There was never a central message as to why for a lot of these things. There was never a central message on the tariffs, TJ. Was it about China? Was this about generating revenue? Was it about reshoring? What was it about? We got all of those answers. We still don't really know why for tariffs. This has been an issue for this administration across the board.
Let me ask you another question.
Just
throw this out there. Listeners can chime in. Is it realistic for us to think that Iran will never get a nuclear weapon? I don't know. I don't want them to have one. I don't know if it's realistic to think we can keep them from getting one.
You know what? I will tell you, I think it is realistic.
Okay.
With the correct leadership in place in Iran that is incentivized not to pursue that. And that ain't the leadership that's currently in Iran.
Okay.
Okay, that might be dreaming big, TJ. That might be fantastical thinking. But with the correct leadership that's incentivized not to pursue that, yeah, I think that's possible. All right, we will completely switch gears. Coming up, this is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. Berkeley County Commission President Eddie Gokenauer says the county commission will not sit back and allow a data center to be developed in falling waters without some guarantees.
But what I'm looking for is, what are your setbacks? What requirements do you have on water and air? Those are the things that we will be working on to try and protect those properties.
And Gokenauer was a guest this week on Panhandle Live on WEPM Radio. Full story posted this morning at WVMetroNews.com. Appalachian Power Company has chosen its proposed route for the rebuild of the transmission line between Bancroft and Putnam County and Milton and Campbell County. They changed their original plan after public protest. Appalachian Power Project Outreach Specialist Amanda DeHaven tells Metro News the company learned in the process.
We heard the community loud and clear. We took all their feedback to heart. We listened, and this process worked. This is a process that we do for all of our projects now.
And the new proposed route uses much of the existing right-of-way and goes south of the Meeks Mountain Trails, which are popular in Putnam County. Governor Patrick Morrisey will be at Alcon Manufacturing in Lesage at 12:30 this afternoon for an economic development announcement. It'll be sometime away from the Capitol for the governor, as he's still poring over bills from the recently completed legislative session. Has until next Wednesday to make decisions on those bills, or they become law without his signature. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Now showing on Metro News Television, your friends at Hope Gas and Greer Industries present State of Minds. Tony Caridi talks with world champion lumberjack Arden Koger.
What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
State of Minds, now showing on Metro News TV. Presented by Hope Gas and Greer Industries, only on the Metro News Television app.
A Williamstown woman on trial for shooting and killing her boyfriend claims it was self-defense. Today's the third full day of testimony in the case of Barbara Cupp. The prosecution in Wood County has been presenting its case. Pretty good chance that former WVU baseball standout J.J. Weatherholt makes his major league debut with the St. Louis Cardinals later today. On this is what is opening day for most major league teams. Weatherholt could start at second base when St. Louis takes on the Rays in St. Louis. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
We'll get some more of your texts coming up in just a bit. 304 Talk 304. That is the phone number. You can always give us a call as well at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. A total of 250 educators will travel to the Ron Clark Academy, an internationally renowned nonprofit middle school known for academic excellence. Established in 2007, the academy was founded by educator, motivational speaker, best-selling author Ron Clark. It gives teachers an opportunity to take those experiences and bring them back to the classroom. It is all part of the Huntington Bank 2026 Ignite the Classroom program. And joining us in studio is West Virginia Region President for Huntington Bank, joining us from the Charleston studio, that is, Chad Prather. Chad, good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dave, good morning. Good to be with you. Thanks for having us.
Glad you could be in. How excited are you to be part of this again in 2026 and send 250 West Virginia educators to the Ron Clark Academy?
Well, I'm thrilled, and last night was just affirmation of that. We had a really, really great turnout. All the teachers were there in the room. Ron came and delivered a fantastic keynote address. Teachers were very, very pleasantly surprised with their scholarship announcements, and it's my favorite night of the year. I tell people that all the time. When we do a lot of stuff in the community, we're involved in a lot of things, but that night and the excitement and then the impact that ends up having on communities, schools, and ultimately kids, just tremendous. So much fun.
Chad, you brought a friend with you today. You got a friend here in the studio. Step on up to that microphone. Don't be shy.
Steve
who's
Farmer
this guy and what's he doing?
Yeah, Steve Farmer in the house. So we can't do this alone. This is one of these things that we've led, I'll say, and obviously supported financially pretty substantially. We brought Ron to the West Virginia Business Summit last year. He gave a pretty electric speech there. Mr. Farmer joined me in an event afterwards and said, hey, we want to get involved in this. So we fundraise on this, and so Huntington contributes pretty substantially. A lot of our community partners and foundations do that. Mm-hmm. And Steve, as a trustee of the Hazel Ruby McQueen Charitable Trust, matched every single one of those dollars and allowed us to double the number of teachers we're sending. So we're extraordinarily grateful to them and Steve.
Steve, why did you want to invest? What caught your eye about this?
Well, you can talk about West Virginia resources. Our most important resource and maybe most neglected resource are our children and therefore our teachers. And our observation is that our teachers go unnoticed, somewhat disrespected, and certainly unappreciated. And that makes a very difficult work environment when they are in charge and really spend more time with our precious resources, our children, who are the future of West Virginia. And Ron Clark, we got to know of him. We got to learn what was going on and experience him. We believe that his approach to education is transformational and therefore critically important. It's also something that if we care as a state and we support our teachers, it's eminently doable to get every teacher in West Virginia over the next couple years to get to the Ron Clark Academy and transform the teaching techniques that we utilize in our students and dramatically upgrade our chance for success. And I just don't think, and the other trustees of the trust, and we've worked with you too, Dave, it's good to hear your voice, think it's a top priority, and we're committed to stay involved and continue to provide some financial support until this whole thing is accomplished and every teacher in West Virginia, in every county, has the opportunity to do this, because that is our definition of giving our teachers the tools that they need to be successful. In your business, you look around you have all this equipment. You can't be successful unless you have the necessary support and tools. And we believe it's easy in the sense that it's very doable. It's a question of there being a commitment. And what Huntington has done to get this started is really beyond anything that anybody could have expected of them, and we're happy to partner with them. It's a very credible, very important project, and we're making a long-term commitment to see to it that it is successful.
Chad Prather joining us in studio from Huntington Banks, and Steve Farmer, Cline and Campbell, and Hazel Ruby McQueen Charitable Trust joining us as well. So, Chad, how surprised were the teachers last night when they found out they were going to Atlanta this summer?
Well, this is year 2, as you know, Dave, and so last year they were completely surprised. No one knew anything about it. This year they had an inkling that maybe something like that was coming, but the surprise was that because of what Steve just said and the very, very generous gift that they gave, we were able to send every single teacher that was in the room. So we kind of set it up as, oh boy, there's going to be some lucky recipients of scholarships here tonight. I wonder who the lucky counties might be, and some of those kinds of things. And we're able to surprise them that every single teacher in the room was a benefactor of a scholarship.
How many?
We'll send between 250 and 300 teachers this year.
And last year you sent how many?
130.
Wow, that's a huge jump, guys. Yeah. Congrats.
So we're growing. And the one thing I would like everybody that's listening to understand is, you're sitting there hearing about this, and if you get interested, how do I participate? How do I help? Well, the structure of the Hazel Ruby McQueen gift is a match of other funds. So if you can give $100, it becomes $200. If you can give $1,000, it becomes $1,000. $10 becomes $20. So we wanted to put it together in a way that everybody could get involved and support, because it involves all of our communities, all of our citizens, and all of our children.
That's wonderful, because it can be individuals.
Correct.
Yeah. But if some of our other large companies want to get in the game,
Huntington.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the list is long of tons of people that have been involved, from foundations to corporations and individuals, and we were fortunate enough to send schools from 12 different counties this year, in addition to the 3 that we did last year. So we're up to 15 of the 55 counties in the first 2 years, and just getting started. So we're really excited about where this is headed.
And by orders of magnitude, it will take millions of dollars, but it's doable, and the commitment of the Hazel Ruby McQueen Trust is to match the dollars that other people give so that we get there quickly.
Well, Steve, not only is it doable, but it shows teachers that they are respected and they are appreciated. And I heard a soundbite. I'm not sure which one of the teachers said it. They don't always feel that way. They don't always feel like they are getting that appreciation and respect. But this is, I don't want to say it's a small gesture, but at least it is a gesture to show that indeed they are appreciated and respected around West Virginia.
Teachers on a day-to-day basis are unnoticed and unappreciated.
Yeah.
But they are doing the most important job that can be done. And they need to be noticed. They need to be respected. They need to be enabled to be great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can't expect our children to go up and be great if the teachers that spend the time with them in their formative years don't have what they need to make them great. And so this is the thing that's very attractive to us about this is just a guy who has dedicated his life to education, is recognized as the most innovative, best educator in the country. That's not an exaggeration. And we're going to take his techniques, his expertise, invest that in our teachers so that they can be the best they can be. And that's a real simple concept. And if we can get the money together to do that, we're going to change dramatically public education in West Virginia and take it from wherever it might be. Our goal is to make it the best in the country.
I want you to talk, Chad, about the element of this, because I think this is a roadmap that you guys have for so much more than just education. And follow me with this. This is a great model of a public-private partnership. You have public schools that obviously have troubles. We've heard public schools are short on funding. We hear all the stories. We talk about them here. And then you come in with Huntington and your other partners, and you create this public-private partnership. And already you're growing. Already you've more than doubled the amount of people that you sent last year. Talk about the power of that kind of partnership.
Well, you hit it spot on. It is the power of people come together. We tell the teachers all the time, we know that you walk into your classroom and you don't know where that kid was this morning, the night before, what they experienced in that situation. We know that you're underappreciated. We know, frankly, that you're underpaid. There's not much we can do about that part of it as a corporation, but the underappreciated part, the support, and ultimately long-term, what do we want our communities to look like? How do we want West Virginia to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Well, these kids are going to be the ones stepping into our workforce. So, selfishly, we need to have a workforce that's ready. So, we need to make this investment into our teachers to make sure that they are. And when you see the results, the reason it's grown is that we had a cohort go last year. You see the results, things go into the schools, they get implemented, and you go, wow, why can't we do that everywhere? Well, we can, and we're going to. And again, Steve saw the vision, and others, a lot of other partners as well, and we're very grateful for that. So yeah, we welcome everybody to come in. We're going to go to all 55 counties. It's just a matter of how quickly we're able to do it.
Teachers from Berkeley, Boone, Campbell, Grant, Greenbrier, Hardy, Jefferson, Kanawha, Mercer, Monongalia, Randolph, and Tucker County will be heading to Atlanta in July to attend the Ron Clark Academy, all part of Huntington Bank's 2026 Ignite the Classroom program. Chad Prather, the West Virginia Region President for Huntington Bank, and Steve Farmer from the Hazel Ruby McQueen Charitable Trust. Hey, guys, thanks for stopping by. Steve, it's been way too long since you've
I know,
been
my
on the
friend.
show.
I hope you're well.
Well,
I'll stop by and see you soon.
You know where we are. Stop by anytime.
Yes, sir.
Hey, guys, we appreciate you coming on. And, Chad, we want an update in July when the teachers head south.
You got it, my friend. Thank you guys for having us.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks a bunch, fellas.
Thank you so much. We'll take a break. We'll get to texts next. This is Talkline from the Cove Insurance Studios.
Thinking about upgrading the motor on your pontoon boat? Now's the time to power up with 0.99% financing for up to 72 months on qualifying Honda Marine outboard packages. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans, you'll get legendary Honda reliability, smooth performance, and fuel efficiency. Backed by a limited time rate that's hard to beat. But hurry, this special offer is only good through March 27th, 2026. Stop in today and see if you qualify. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
The WVU Medicine Medical and Surgical Weight Loss Center offers a comprehensive surgical program to help you obtain a healthy weight and improve your quality of life. Our nationally recognized bariatrics program has a strong focus on pre-surgery education and long-term weight loss after surgery. We're here to help you every step of the way. Reserve your spot at the next free no-obligation information session by calling 304-293-1728.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
With Metro News Hotline. If it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
May not feel like boat weather just yet, but it won't be long before it'll be time to get out on the lakes and the rivers, and you want to get ready with great deals on pontoon and fishing boats from Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check out the entire inventory at LewWendellMarineSales.com. Lew Wendell Marine Sales, we sell family fun. 800-765-TALKS, the phone number, 800-765-8255. You can also text the show at 304-TALK-304. Couple of notes to pass along. Governor Morrissey has an economic development announcement today in Campbell County. That'll be at 12:30 this afternoon. Also, excuse me, got a little of a climp there. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Democrats issued a release yesterday slamming House Speaker Roger Hanshaw, calling out what it sees as hypocrisy and an abuse of power, representing fundamental data in its air quality permit appeal. Now, just to point out context here, and I think we pointed this out when we were talking about this at length on, days all run together, Monday or Tuesday. Hanshaw is one of 3 attorneys that are assigned to that case at Bowles-Rice, where he works. In the private sector. And as far as I can tell, TJ, this arrangement is for specifically the air quality permit appeal and is not an ongoing relationship. Optics, still not great. I don't know if it's an ethics violation or not. That'd be up to the ethics commission, I guess, if they'd ever get an opportunity to rule on it. But, that's the context here. And, of course, if I were Mike Pushkin and the Democrats, I would do exactly what they did in this instance and point out the bad optics and the possible hypocrisy there. So I don't blame anybody.
No, I mean, look, take your shot. All is fair in politics. That's what I wrote in my piece the other day. I see why the Tucker County folks who are against the data center want to leverage this. I can understand why the Democrats politically want to leverage this. When I look at it non-emotionally, it's, number one, did nothing illegal. Nothing illegal. Number two, if we're going to curtail the man's earning power, then pay him what it's worth to be speaker. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Is anyone in this state worse off to have a guy like Roger Hanshaw with that kind of brain pan, PhD in chemistry, law degree, seasoned leader, parliamentarian? Are we any better off to not have him in the legislature? Answer's no. Answer's no. The state is much better off from him serving. I think this whole thing is just political Johnny-come-lately. I don't see anything coming of it, and it is what it is. We move on.
304-TALK, so we move on to the text line. 304-TALK-304, that is the text line, 800-765-8255. Texter says, Hamas in Iran is all but dead. This is Trump's gift to the world. The U.S. and other Arab states should never let Hamas or any other terrorist organization overthrow another government ever again. Have you forgotten how Hamas took power in Iran in the first place? I believe Trump is currently working to build a coalition with Israel and the other Arab states to ensure safety and security in the Middle East for the future. All the Middle Eastern and African terrorist organizations' days are numbered if Trump can get this coalition up and running. Trump's main goal is peace. Say it then. And I think that's, I don't want to speak for Hoppy, but that's what I took away from his commentary today, TJ. Then say that. Say the thing. Say the thing that you want to do. Whatever your end game is, just say it. And you might be able to get people to rally behind that, or at least some people to go, okay, I see why we're doing what we're doing, but the messaging has been all over the place by the Trump administration.
The far right is trying to spin this, and look, maybe it's a good spin. Back to that whole flood the zone. We're throwing all this out to confuse the enemy. They're not trustworthy. I mean, that narrative is all over cable news. Maybe, but it hurts you domestically. I think Hop is right. People want to know why they're going to war. Period.
Okay, let's buy that premise for 30 seconds here.
Go.
We don't want to tip off the enemy. If the White House came out and said, we are going to ensure Iran is open and free, and we are going to guarantee peace in the Middle East, and this is how we're going to do it, is there anything Iran can do to stop us? At this point, I would say no. Not at this point. So say the goal. You don't have to give specific battle plans where you're going to put aircraft carriers and what your next bombing mission is going to be, but you can tell us what the overall goal is.
Mm-hmm.
And the messaging, again, it's all over the place. All over the place.
Here's what I know. I don't want to hear from anyone again, either side of the aisle, that we are energy independent. We are clearly not. Yes, we have oil here because of fracking and the technology. We don't have the refining capability. We got that from Jim Cruz. We have the wrong kind of crude domestically based on the kind of refineries that we have. We need heavy crude. So if if you can take anything as the gospel out of this, it's that we are not energy independent in this country, and you need look no further than the pump.
We'll get in a couple more texts. We'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Welcome back, class of 2011.
Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life.
Never too late, man.
You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
The West Virginia Lottery is coming to a town near you with Back to Roots Promotion Tour. 40 stops means 40 chances to win. Every $5 in-store purchase gets an entry for a chance to win cash and great prizes. So put on your best 80s gear and join the tour. Visit WVLottery.com for details. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Texter says, so to sum up, you agree with what the president is doing. You just wish another president was doing it. You get the final word of the day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Chris Direwalt will join us. This is Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.